Hello and welcome. Look at this. It's amazing. It's green. I forgot to take my little Totoro bag with me, so I have a plastic bag today. Can you believe it? What terrible luck. What a terrible night for a curse. Hello and welcome. I just did a unboxing of this Common America stuff here. You can go check out that video if you want. We'll spread this around a little bit so there's like a little backdrop here. Everybody likes that River City Girls stuff, man. Great game. How's it going, XLG81? I almost called you Ninja Weasel. I just assumed you were him, but I see you're in fact not him. You are not Ninja Weasel. You are in fact XLG81. That's what it says in the side chat, in the sidebar right over here. Hello and welcome. This is, of course, New Comic Book Day, the day in which the comic books are new. The day in which the comic books are brand new, except when they aren't brand new and they're actually old. Because sometimes you have old books. But that's okay. I feel like I'm not going to have a whole lot to talk about in today's New Comic Book Day video, but I don't know. We'll have to actually start flipping through some books and find out. So, without further ado, let me just drop this. I really like this cover because this cover is just kind of mocking the reader. Just a little bit. Just in like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge way. Excalibur number 4 from $150. What was this, like 93? I can't even read that Marvel date. No, 1988. Really? $150 in $1988? What the heck? No wonder I didn't read Excalibur back then. I hardly read X-Men books either, for that matter. Like, they were hard to keep up with. Like, if you missed one, you were just kind of lost. Spider-Man, on the other hand, mwah, chef's kiss. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. You know what? Let me get my little PNG tuber up here, made by an artist named Maroon's Art. There she is. There's Erica, right there. Hi, Erica. Hello. She's very nice, very polite. She's also a cat girl, and she thinks she's better than you. You know, like in that old school Tank Police, Puma Twins kind of way, right? Like, she's like the megafauna ancestor of today's domesticated cat girls. She's like the ancestral throwback here. Okay, I was just checking one quick thing, and now I think the time has come to crack this book open. So the cover is kind of teasing us, right? Like, look at this. Look, there's little janitors here on the cover. He's all like, you know, they should have made the janitor look like Carol Burnett. That would have been funny. Cover, me with huge, muscular, heroic males and beautifully erotic females engaging in gratuitous violence against sinister criminal superbrains and their ugly, stupid henchmen and exotic, moody, high-tech subterranean bases in the eternal struggle to prevent the good being washed away in a tide of chaotic evil mayhem. Sorry, mate. You have to look inside for that. Oh, is he Australian too? Is the janitor Australian? We have a book about a British super team, and the janitor's Australian. That somehow seems right. That seems natural. That seems correct. Wait, what is this? What even is that? I have no idea what's going on in this book. I'm already baffled. I'm on like page 1, and I'm confused. Counterfeit money. Look at that. Counterfeit money. See, when your little shopping trip turns into crazy stuff. Hello, nurse. Waiting for me? No fear, you're flying. No fair. Nerve saying that after scaring me so. Actually, that took no nerve at all. This takes nerve. Oh, what is he doing? He's oh man. Tickle attack. Feels like 60s penciling. Or maybe not. What are you talking about, 60s penciling? Wait, what are you even talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You can fly, by the way. Oh, that's Arcade, right? That's that villain's name. So he must have built one of his murder carnival things, which I'm blanking on the name of. He's run Excalibur through it. Well, you know what? I guess if we read this one, we can immediately jump into, like, the next issue, because the very next book I'm going to slap down... Arcade, and for the exclamation point, he says in the chat right over there. Next book I'm going to slap down... That's right. This one's going to kill you. Arcade. Look at that. See? Called it. Him and his little murder games, man. He built the machine to take her clothes off and stick her in, like, the Alice in Wonderland dress. Okay. Alright, well, Arcade, you know, have fun with your weirdness. Look, Ma, no more wires. Man, wireless controller, what a way to just use up your batteries. Man, Kitty Pryde's looking great. Good get up. Remember that time, like, what was it, like 2012 or something, when she was like in a spacesuit because she'd become like permanently intangible, and so the spacesuit with like the giant 60s sci-fi fishbowl was the only way she could maintain like her bearing on reality or whatever? That was stupid. My body? Awful! Better, spirits be praised. I'm my true self again, but you, and then she punches like a rock'em sock'em robot. You've never heard of Captain Britain? The British version of Captain America. That's him right here. He wields Excalibur, dude. What do you want from him? He's as British as an eel pie. With fresh eels right out of the River Thames. I'm waiting on a response. I'm waiting to see what XLG is going to type next in response to learning that Captain Britain is a thing, and he does exist, and he can in fact hurt you.
I'm on the case, Avon calling.
Alright, Avon calling. Now I just typed Psylocke with an exclamation point. Alright, we're moving on then. We are moving on. XLG, he is just playing, like, games here. He's playing games with my mind, with your mind, with all of our minds. Okay, he has not said anything else. We can now move on. But like, I'm pretty sure Captain Britain was created by Marvel UK as like a local thing. You know why the art style looked very 60s to you? Doesn't really ring that way to me. Oh man. I think I don't know, actually, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that I've ever actually beaten the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the NES game. Let's see, Alan Davis, Oniri. Nah, dude, the art's just by British guys. Like, that, the art in the book is by British people. I'm pretty sure Alan Davis is British. Yeah, I just looked it up. Alan Davis, born in Corby, England. So that's why it looks a little different. This isn't, you know, like if this was a Western, if the artist here was Western, it would look like, let's see, this is 1988 X-Men book, so this would look like, shoot, I don't even know off the top of my head who drew X-Men in '88. Because that was a little bit before Jim Lee took over. Had Rob Liefeld taken over New Mutants at that point? Rob Liefeld might have taken over New Mutants at that point, but you would have had that Oh, maybe Mark Silvestri would have been doing an X-Men book in '88, but you would have kind of had that Image style. You know, the '90s Image style, like, except more like earlier on. Like, that's the kind of look you would have had if it was drawn by the Western artists, the American artists that Marvel had at the time. But instead, you get an artist from Britain with a slightly different, like, style and all that kind of stuff. All right, you ready for the next book? Because when I slap this down, you're going to be like, really? You have issue 6 of Excalibur? Yeah, that's right. I got issue 6 of Excalibur. I can't believe these cost $1.50, dude. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. This is apparently a tie-in with the Inferno event, which I don't really remember. I think that's the one where all the mutants got, like, possessed, right? I don't know what's going on here or why everybody's, like, half naked, but you know what? I guess I'm here for it, you know? Look at Nightcrawler. Looking pretty good. Oh man, 1943, good game. The colorist in this book is also coloring in a little different style than you would normally see in a Marvel book from this time period. Some of the colors are not necessarily as bold as I might have expected, or maybe it just looks that way because the pages are actually pretty close to cream. They haven't yellowed much. Nightcrawler got that turbo swag. Nightcrawler always got that turbo swag, man. Yep, somebody's definitely possessed over here on the left page. I like that facial expression, that, like, shock. That's pretty cool. That's what you get for crashing into the bridal store, lady. Sheesh! That's what I've learned to say from watching Rexcar. Like, anything interesting happens, you just go, sheesh! Oh, speaking of facial expressions. Oh, man. Do not close your eyes after looking at this before you look away and look at something else, because that will haunt your nightmares. She'll be visiting you tonight, XLG. She's waiting. Just waiting for you to go take a shower. And then she's going to step out of the mirror and give you this look. Or something like that. I am Nastrum. My goal is to rule this paltry orb, the Earth. Do you wish to help me? Yes, please. Splendid. This will hurt. I don't mind. Even better. No! Never have I feasted on so radiant a soul. Behold, mortal, the Goblin Princess, as opposed to the Goblin Queen. Oh boy. Dude, there's some like crazy looking stuff in here. I want to sit down and read this book. But it's got to get in the queue behind all the other books that I have to go read, which I've been promising I'm going to read for months now. So I didn't do the spiel. I get my comics at the Graham Cracker Comics, and when you go in on a Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, you get not one, not two, but 3 books for free out of the dollar bin, which used to be the 75-cent bin and used to be the 50-cent bin. Inflation is killing us all. And I only bought 1 book today. Got 1 book right here, and it's a horror book. It's got that Ivan Reyes art in it, so you know this book's going to look real pretty when I open it up. I am not disappointed. It looks pretty good when I open it up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Frankenstein's being mind-controlled. They're mind-controlling Frankenstein. At least I assume that's Frankenstein. It sure looks like Frankenstein. Oh, this black and white work is real. It's got some punch to it because they're doing the red thing. Just like the, hit webcomic and regular comic, Rags. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Also, before Rags did that, let's see. If you go back to a couple more years, the first Jawbreakers book, every page had a panel. that was cast in red instead of just being black and white, which is kind of neat. You know, I don't know that I've ever actually sat down and read more than a few pages of any of the Sin City books, but they kind of seem like the kind of book where they would also throw red in just for a strong, like, dramatic effect. I kind of like the first Sin City movie. I've never seen the sequel. People tell me it's terrible, so I've never watched it. That's where Ninja Weasel's going to chime in with, that is the correct choice. Bruh, he's going to Castlevania. This is Dracula's castle. Look, there's the keep where you fight him at the end of Castlevania 4, right there. Seen the Spirit? Oh, I love the Spirit. Spirit's a hoot. It's a terrible movie, and it's exactly the film it wants to be. Like, see, there's this thing. There are movies that are, yeah, okay, objectively, it's not a great movie. Okay, Ninja Weasel chimed in here. Hold on. He didn't think the second Sin City movie was terrible, but it was not as good as the first one. Spirit is freaking fantastic. Yeah, that's what he says. Like, objectively, if you start breaking it down, The Spirit is not a great movie. It makes very little sense. It's full of weird things that are kind of referential, but the cinematic style is unmatched. The fact that it embraces what what itself is, like, it has no illusions. It's like, I am this movie. You can get on board with this, or you can just go away. And if you get on board with it, what you're going to be treated to is like an absolutely stupid fight sequences, the stupid clone guys that are about as smart as this piece of paper is, and they're in there for comic relief, and they're kind of amusing in the way they operate. Samuel L. Jackson spends that whole movie he's got the entire set, not just like a piece of scenery, you know, like people say, oh, he's chewing on the scenery. No, Samuel L. Jackson is chewing on the entire set simultaneously. All right. Plus, you know, if you want to see the Black Widow before, like, she becomes the Black Widow, watch The Spirit. You know, it's definitely from the post Home Alone 3 phase of her career. It was pretty good. It's all overwritten and overwrought, and it's exactly what it wants to be. It's gorgeous. Because I believe that, you know, there are movies that are good. Like, you watch them, you go, that's a good movie. Like, if you sit down and you watch Citizen Kane, the cinematography, the camera work, the way everything's presented, excellent film. The actual story and dialogue and acting and all that are also pretty good in Citizen Kane. It's a good movie. They defined a lot of stuff there that later movies did. But then you've got, like, other movies that are exactly the film that they want to be. Whether it's like a good film or not, they're the film that they want to be. The Spirit is one of those movies. It is exactly the movie that it wants to be. You know? That's why they call him the octopus, because he's got 8 of everything, right? And he just keeps pulling guns out to shoot the Spirit with. What more do you want? What more can you possibly want in a movie than that? It's good stuff. There are many movies that are like that, but they're actually rarer than genuinely good movies. Other movies that are kind of like exactly the movie they want, the first Ninja Turtles movie. I don't think that it's a great movie, but you know what? It's exactly the movie it wanted to be. It's got a little teenage angst, some drama, pretty okay fighting, great voice acting. The dudes wearing the suits are doing a great job. It's exactly the movie it wanted to be. It is the film that everybody needed to have for the Ninja Turtles in the late 80s. And so those kind of movies are like gems. When you find one, it's like you have, you know, a sapphire and it's set in gold. Just waiting for you to pick it up. And it's like, ah, yes, this is a beautiful thing. Is it as good as that, like, pristine diamond that's been barely touched and is like 500 carats or whatever? Okay, objectively, probably not. But you're going to treasure it anyway. There you go. Man, the dudes wearing the turtle suits are the rock stars. Yes! The low strength skill needed rocket. Yes! Yes, the Ninja Weasel, he knows. He knows what's up, man. He knows what's up. This is why I like having these little chats, man. We get together and we can get off on like a random topic. I really like this cover, by the way. Okay, so here's something this kind of jives with my point that I'm talking about with the movies. Okay, objectively, the quality of the art on the left, this Hyde Street book, is better than the quality of the art on the right. From a technical perspective, the lighting over here is well cast, like it's immaculate. This little rim lighting here to go with the candle. If anything, it's a little too bright, but if we assume this is like a super candle, very technically adept. It's very cool. Very nice. It's arranged well. The main figure is basically in the center line of the book, which should be... Let's see. Yeah, so there's the center line of the front cover. So his torso is right on the center line. In fact, his center is in the center of the front page. Like, this is arranged really well. You got some great foreshortening type stuff here with his hand and the arm. Like that. That is showing you a complete mastery of perspective. It's great. But when I look at these two covers, I see brown. I look over here, and what do I have? I have a bunch of very interesting looking crazy people with very vibrant covers. This cover over here is eye-catching. This cover, if I put it on a shelf and you were 20 feet away from it, you probably wouldn't notice it. This cover, 20 feet away on a shelf, you're going to notice it for the red lady right there, if nothing else. So from, like, if you sat down and you started breaking down like the technicals of the colors and the arrangement stuff, this was probably the superior cover from that perspective. But this one looks like it's going to sell books. So same thing with movies. You have movies that are like immaculately done and beautiful and all that. You can also have movies that are maybe not great, but are exactly the film they want to be. Here, example from us watching movies together. Like, this is Kafka. This is Hotel Artemis. Right? Kafka's this very serious film with a great art style. I can't believe that's like that guy's second movie he ever made, Mr. Soderbergh. However you pronounce that? Like, I can't believe that's like his second feature film. Because it is technically, like, it is well done. It's shot well, it's paced well, it looks good, the art style is great, cinematography is great, all that stuff is good. The acting, the performances he got out of everybody in that, the script, it's all great. And then you flip over to Hotel Artemis, which is well paced, pretty well directed, pretty okay acted. Like, none of the technical details are quite as solid, but it's good enough. And then you get this intriguing, unique universe that's not quite like anywhere you've ever been before, and it's telling the story that only it wants to tell. And so you get this thing that is just as interesting as Kafka, but in a completely different way, because while it may not be as technically adept, it's the movie the director and the cast all wanted to make. Like, it just comes through that if you watch that, you can see most of the people involved in that production seem to like that production. As Ninja says, you see this badge? It means I'm a licensed medical professional. Right? That's Batista. He's doing this whole spiel about how, it works both ways, right? He can, I forget the exact phrasing, but like, it means that he can help you, heal you up, or he can unheal you. So you don't want to mess with him because he's going to unheal you. It's got lots of little stuff like that, which just makes it fun to watch. Is it like a 10 out of 10 movie? Probably not. Whenever I get around to reviewing it, I'm probably going to give it like a 9 out of 10 because I liked it so much. But objectively, it's probably like a 7.5 out of 10. If you tell anybody about the Artemis, I will find you and I will unheal the crap out of you. There you go. Ninja Weasel's got it. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to do for New Comic Book Day here. So I'm going to flip us back over to Jamal Fanaka Street Wars for a little intermezzo, and then I'll come back and we'll be playing, I think, Final Fantasy 16. So I will see you all in a couple of minutes here. And Ninja says, I love that movie so much. So yeah, stay tight. Don't hang too loose. Just be here, and I'll be right back.